Do you ever wonder how ancient Chinese warriors planned their battles? Welcome to the fascinating world of the art of war, penned by the great Sun Tzu. This timeless masterpiece offers nuggets of wisdom that have survived for over 2 millennia. Today, we're going to dive into the first chapter of this legendary book, breaking down Sun Tzu's strategies and advice into bite-sized pieces, simple enough for a 10-year-old to understand. We'll explore how Sun Tzu viewed warfare, not as a chaotic, violent clash, but as an intricate dance of strategy and planning. We'll also delve into the importance of understanding our strengths and weaknesses and those of our opponents. Just like a game of chess, every move in warfare is calculated, every decision steeped in strategy. So, buckle up and join us as we journey into the mind of one of the greatest strategists in history. Like playing a massive game of chess, warfare requires strategy, planning, and a deep understanding of one's opponent. The first chapter of The Art of War is all about laying plans. Just as the foundation of a building or the roots of a tree are essential for their strength and growth, laying plans is crucial for success in warfare. Now, what does laying plans really mean? It's about thinking ahead, making decisions before the action takes place. It's about understanding the strengths and weaknesses of your own side and those of your opponent. Imagine you're playing a game of chess. You wouldn't just randomly move your pieces around the board, would you? No, you'd think about each move, plan your strategy, consider what your opponent might do next, and make your decision based on all these factors. That's exactly what Sun Tzu is talking about when he talks about laying plans. But this isn't just about winning, it's about winning in the most effective way possible. Sun Tzu tells us that the best victory is the one that is achieved without actually fighting. If we can achieve our goals without conflict, then we have truly won. There's also a key message here about the importance of knowledge. Sun Tzu emphasizes that knowing yourself and knowing your enemy is vital in warfare. By understanding our own strengths and weaknesses, and by studying those of our opponent, we can make better decisions and increase our chances of success. However, Sun Tzu also highlights that our plans shouldn't be set in stone. If things aren't going our way, we need to be adaptable. We need to change our approach based on the situation at hand. Just as a tree bends with the wind to avoid breaking, we too should be flexible in our strategies. So to sum it all up, the first chapter of The Art of War teaches us the importance of careful planning, knowledge, and adaptability in warfare. It encourages us to think ahead, to understand ourselves and our opponents, and to be flexible in our strategies. With careful planning, we increase our chances of winning. Sun Tzu emphasizes the importance of avoiding unnecessary battles. This powerful sentiment resonates deeply in the third scene of our exploration into Sun Tzu's The Art of War. In life, as in warfare, we are often faced with conflicts, big and small. Sun Tzu's wisdom advises us to consider whether these battles are necessary before we engage. Is there a way to achieve our goal without conflict? Can we win without fighting? For Sun Tzu, the answer is a resounding yes. He proposes that the real mastery is not in defeating your enemy in a brutal fight, but in outsmarting them to achieve your objectives without a battle. This is the ultimate win, a victory that spares resources, preserves relationships, and maintains harmony. This concept can be beautifully illustrated through the simple act of peaceful conflict resolution. Imagine two children arguing over a toy. The immediate reaction might be to fight it out until one emerges the victor. But is there a better way? Can they share the toy, take turns, or find another toy to play with? By resolving their conflict peacefully, they both win. They keep their friendship intact, they both get to play, and they avoid the unnecessary battle over who gets the toy. But achieving this kind of victory requires a deep understanding of ourselves and our opponents. It requires us to question our initial impulses, to think critically about the situation, and to consider the broader consequences of our actions. It's not always easy, but with practice and patience, we can learn to pick our battles wisely. Remember, not every hill is worth dying on. Sometimes the smartest move is not to play the game at all. Sometimes the best path to victory is through diplomacy, negotiation, and compromise. This is the art of winning without fighting, and so we come to understand that the best victory is when we achieve our goals without actually engaging in battle. This profound wisdom from Sun Tzu's The Art of War serves as a timeless guide to strategic thinking, conflict resolution, and ultimately peace. Sun Tzu teaches us the significance of knowing yourself and knowing your enemy. This age-old wisdom is not only applicable in the context of warfare, but in our everyday life as well. It emphasizes the importance of self-awareness and understanding others. Let's break this down. Knowing yourself is about recognizing your strengths and weaknesses. It's about identifying what you're good at and where you might need some improvement. It's about being honest with yourself and accepting the areas where you might fall short. It's not about being overly critical, but rather about fostering growth, improvement, and self-improvement. On the other hand, knowing your enemy is about understanding those who might oppose you. This could be a direct opponent in a competition or even a challenging situation you're facing. It's about gathering as much information as you can to understand their strategies, their strengths, and their weaknesses. Now, why is this so important? Well, imagine playing a game of chess. If you know your capabilities and understand your opponent's strategies, you're more likely to anticipate their moves and plan your own accordingly. This way, you're not only reacting to what's happening, but you're staying one step ahead. The same principle applies to real-life situations, whether it's a school project, a sports competition, or even resolving a disagreement with a friend. Understanding your capabilities and the dynamics of the situation can help you navigate it more effectively. Remember, it's not about seeing others as enemies, but about understanding different perspectives and strategies. It's about growing through challenges and turning obstacles into opportunities. And what happens when we apply this wisdom? We make better decisions. We become more strategic, more thoughtful, and more prepared. We become better at problem solving and we grow as individuals. By understanding ourselves and our enemies, we can make better decisions. This is the essence of Sun Tzu's teachings in this chapter of The Art of War, and it's a lesson we can all take to heart. Adapting to different situations is another crucial lesson from this chapter. Sun Tzu, in his profound wisdom, recognized that the world of warfare, just like life, is not static. It's ever-changing, continually throwing curveballs at us. And to navigate this unpredictable landscape, we must be as fluid as water, bending and flowing with the tide of events. Think about it. Have you ever seen a tree rigidly resist a gale-force wind? No, it bends and sways, adapting to the force of the wind to avoid breaking. Similarly, when the seasons change, animals change their behaviors, their diets, even their appearances to survive. They don't stubbornly stick to their summer routines in the middle of winter. They adapt to their changing environment. So too, in the battlefield of life, we need to be flexible, to adapt our strategies when they're not working. If we find ourselves facing a wall, we have to be willing to take a step back, reassess our approach, and find another way around. We cannot just stand there hitting our heads against the wall, expecting it to crumble. That's not strategy. That's stubbornness. Sun Tzu's wisdom on adaptability extends beyond the battlefield. It's a valuable lesson for all areas of life. Whether we're trying to solve a complex math problem, learning a new sport, or even navigating the ups and downs of friendships, there will be times when our first, second, or even third strategy doesn't work. And that's okay. It's not about the number of times we fall, but the number of times we pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and try a new approach. So remember, adaptability is not about abandoning our goals. It's about being flexible in how we achieve them. It's about recognizing when our current approach isn't working and having the courage to change our course. Because as Sun Tzu teaches us, if our plans aren't working, we should be flexible and change our approach. And there you have it, young strategists. We've journeyed through the first chapter of Sun Tzu's The Art of War, a remarkable guide to strategy and warfare, presented in a way that even a 10-year-old can understand. We've learned that the essence of strategic planning lies in being prepared, understanding our strengths and weaknesses, and having insight into our adversary's position. We've discovered the significance of avoiding unnecessary conflicts and the power of achieving our goals without actually engaging in battle. Sun Tzu teaches us that the greatest victories are those won without fighting. We've delved into the importance of adaptability, of being flexible in our strategies and changing our approach when circumstances call for it. In essence, the art of war is not just about warfare, but about life strategies. Remember, the art of war is all about careful planning, avoiding unnecessary battles, knowing yourself and your enemy, and being adaptable. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll delve into Chapter 2 of this fascinating guide to strategy and warfare.